As we start here, the world of cybersecurity is riddled with myths, dangerous misconceptions that can leave your business vulnerable to attacks. It's time to separate fact from fiction, arm yourself with the truth. Let's begin by taking a close look at the importance of cybersecurity. As you know, cybersecurity is the backbone of your business's digital resilience, safeguarding sensitive data, preventing financial loss, maintaining customer trust. It protects your brand reputation, ensures business continuity, facilities compliance, and regulatory requirements. By investing in robust cybersecurity measures, you can gain a competitive edge, shield your supply chain, and future-proof your organization against emerging threats. In essence, cybersecurity is a critical component of your risk management strategy. It's essential to protecting your assets, reputation, customer trust, ultimately driving long-term business success. So you would be okay with structuring your cybersecurity strategy around myths and half-baked truths? Probably not, because it'll be like driving with incorrect directions to get your destination. Therefore, let's debunk the top 12 myths that could create unnecessary confusion, clutter in your journey cybersecurity. Myth 1, we're only worried about external cyber threats. Don't dismiss the danger. Maybe you have fortified your business against external threats, but what if the real danger lurks within? Insider threats are not just a buzzword, they're a growing menace that can silently destroy your business from inside, whether intentional, such as a disgruntled employee seeking revenge, unintentional, like a well-meaning worker accidentally leaking sensitive data. These threats can be even more dangerous than external. The problem with insider threats is stealth. They often go unnoticed before everything snowballs into a major crisis, using financial loss, reputational damage, and a breach of trust from your clients. Don't let your employees become your major vulnerability. Impede rigorous policies, conduct regular training, and ensure strict access controls to safeguard your business from within. Myth number 2, my organization is too small to be a target. Small does not equal undetectable. The small organization could make it more appealing, not less. Cyber criminals, like skilled hunters, always target easy prey. In their eyes, small businesses lack the laws or layers of defense that large companies have, making it easier for them to breach the small business systems, steal sensitive data, and wreak havoc. Don't let your business become the easy catch. Invest in comprehensive cybersecurity measures to protect your data, reputation, and future. Myth number 3, antivirus software or any single tool is not enough. Cybersecurity is multi-layered. Relying on a single layer is like trusting one padlock to secure the vault full of treasures. Sure, an antivirus might stop some threats, but what happens when a new sophisticated attack slips through? The business needs a multi-layer approach to cybersecurity, much like Swiss cheese model. Even if one layer has a hole, a vulnerability, the other layers will cover it, protecting your business from potential breaches. Firewalls, encryption, multi-factor authentication, regular updates, employee training, all play critical roles in defending your digital assets. Phishing scams are obvious and easy to spot, hidden in plain sight. Like that iceberg there. The days of poor spelled emails from unknown senders are long gone. Today's phishing attacks are hidden in plain sight as highly sophisticated, deceptive, meticulous scams that even the most well-trained users. They exploit trust, urgency, and natural tendency to respond quickly to important messages. That's why it's more important than ever to stay vigilant. Train your employees to recognize subtle signs of phishing and implement email security solutions that can flag suspicious messages before they reach your inbox. Myth 5, more tools mean better cybersecurity. More doesn't always mean better. In the quest to protect your business, it's easy to fall into a trap of thinking that more is always better. More tools and more software automatically means more security, right? But cybersecurity isn't a numbers game, it's a strategy. Focus on building a cohesive security strategy that addresses your specific risks rather than assessing a hodgepodge of tools that may overlap or even conflict. Cybersecurity is solely IT's responsibility. That's an interesting one. In many organizations, it's dangerous misconception that cybersecurity is something that the only IT teams need to worry about. But the truth is, your business must lock down from the top down, meaning every single employee from the CEO to the newest intern plays a role in the business, keeping your business safe from cyber threats. From someone in the organization is aware of security best practices, the chances of a breach occur diminish significantly. Empower your team with the knowledge and tools they need to be cybersecurity champions. Conduct regular training sessions, encourage open communication about potential threats, and foster a culture of vigilance and responsibility. Myth number 7. You don't need outside help with our security. Digital landscape evolves constantly with a new threat emerging every day. Going it alone can leave you vulnerable to sophisticated attacks that outpace your internal resources, even if the most skilled in-house IT teams can benefit from the expertise and insights of seasoned cybersecurity professionals. Partnering with external experts doesn't mean you're admitting defeat. It means you're strengthening your defenses. We're in the cloud, we're safe. Oh boy. The cloud is a powerful tool offering flexibility, scalability, and convenience. Much like any tool, use it with caution. Just because your data is in the cloud doesn't mean it's immune to attacks. The cloud introduces a new set of security challenges that you must address. Data breaches, misconceptions, and unauthorized access is just a few of these risks of the cloud computing. It's easy to assume that your cloud provider is still handling everything, but the truth is you can still be responsible for your data. And that said, Microsoft puts in their Office 365 agreements, we're not responsible for backing up your data. If you got it through Google or whatever, it's the same thing. Google Workspace, they don't back up your data. You need software as a service to do those backups. Don't let a false sense of security cloud your judgment. Implementation of a robust security measure to protect your data in the cloud and on-premise. Changing passwords frequently is enough. Yes, changing passwords regularly is crucial, but you need to go even deeper to formulate complex cybersecurity strategy. Cyber criminals are highly sophisticated, using advanced techniques for phishing, social engineering, brute force, and attacks by that bypass password protections. A strong cybersecurity framework requires multiple layers of defense, multi-factor authentication, encryption, regular software updates, employee training, are all essential elements to protect your business from a wide range of threats. Cybersecurity is too expensive. A data breach can have devastating consequences, from lost revenue to damaged customer trust. The impact of cyber attack can be felt for years. Investing in cybersecurity now is like investing in a peace of mind. It's a proactive measure to protect your business from unpredictable and potentially catastrophic consequences in a breach. Cybersecurity doesn't have to break the bank either. There are scalable solutions that can be tailored to your needs. And that if you stop by our booth, I can explain more of that, or if we have questions later on. Cybersecurity is a one-time investment. Not really. The digital landscape is like a moving target. You can't define it with certainty because it keeps changing at a breakneck pace. This means your security strategy needs to evolve as well. Don't fall into the trap of thinking once you're implemented cybersecurity measures, your work is done. Ongoing vigilance and adaptation is essential to maintaining a robust security posture. Invest in regular reviews of your security policies, keeping software up to date, and continue to educate your employees on best practices. Compliance equals security. Compliance standards are designed to set a baseline for security, but they are often don't go far enough. They may tell you what you need to do, but not how to do it effectively. Simply ticking the compliance boxes doesn't mean your business is secure. To fully protect your business, you must implement robust security practices that address your specific risks and vulnerabilities. This means going beyond compliance to build proactive security framework tailored to your organization's needs. Don't just look good on paper. Make sure your security measures are effective in the real world. Those are things like credit card PCI compliance, and if in the medical industry everybody has heard of HIPAA compliance, those are all things that now the insurance companies, when there's a breach, they start looking at your compliance procedures and all of that stuff, and then all of a sudden the government's tacking on fines because you're not in compliance with the standards that are out there. And in the medical industry, since I had a background in that from other software I sold, the doctors don't believe there's a HIPAA police. Well, now there's becoming huge fines for those kind of breaches. And PCI credit card compliance is also important because it stops you from being liable for a breach that happens to you. If you need assistance in implementing cybersecurity measures discussed in this presentation, talk to me. We have tailored solutions to meet your organization's specific needs and help you protect your business. Any questions?
How common is it for cybersecurity insurance companies to look for ways to drop you in an incident because you're out of HIPAA? Well, HIPAA's not my industry, but HIPAA compliance, for example. Is that, do you see that commonly, or is that?
It's becoming more and more common. Now, in my market world, because we use Kaseya software, and you probably never heard of it because it's all managed service providers and managed security service providers selling it. So the key thing to that is Kaseya is one of the largest one in the world, and nobody knows about them because they haven't had any oopses like CrowdStrike, which shut down half the world for a couple of days in a week. And there was businesses down for more than a week. And I've talked to some of those businesses about it. And it was unfortunate that they deployed a update that was not compliant with the operating system. So it caused a server reboot, and because it was non-compliant to the operating system, the server wouldn't boot. So you had to go back and manually take that one out, and it was millions of Microsoft servers that got taken down throughout all kinds of industries.
Getting back to what you're saying, definitely if you're not PCI compliant, the insurance company definitely has a reason to drop you.
Or even not want to pay.
Yeah.
See, with this, in Kaseya, they have a division that offers small business cybersecurity insurance. That if you take on the whole package of everything we do, then you get a relatively inexpensive $1 million policy for cyber insurance. Then you don't need that expensive add-on that your insurance company is probably doing for you right in your insurance policy, and then they put it in there, and let's face it, $50,000 isn't going to help you if it's only $50,000 per coverage. I actually had in 17, before cyber attacks were starting to be more prevalent, I had a client that got cyber attacked. It was because the cyber attack came in to the Exchange server before the Microsoft released the update. And then after the update was there on the Exchange server, they deployed it so it couldn't stop it. Well, the ransomware wanted $50,000. Somehow they guessed at what the insurance coverage is, and that seems like a pretty common $50,000 coverage for small businesses. And the short story of it is the insurance company had a group come in that said, well, we'll mitigate this for you and negotiate it. And they were ready to pay the $50,000 to the ransom people, and the owners of the company said, no, offer them 25. Well, that was going to do one of two things, either work or piss them off. Well, it worked. So they offered them 25 and they took it. The result of the decryption key decrypted the majority of the data. That being said, there was probably 20% of it that it didn't encrypt. And by the time we discovered that, there was this extra company that the insurance company had overtaking it. There was nothing they could do. So the customer was out 20% of the data, and fortunately it was not anything real that critical that put them out of business. But today, now they use a full backup secured of the server that has, in Dato, they have a little appliance that goes on site. You have a backup that does a backup every day, several times a day. And if something goes wrong with the server, it gets ransomware or something, it's sitting there. All I got to do is log into it, tell it to start up. It will start up, and I can get them back up and running in the matter of minutes. Take the server offline that's broken, clean it out, wipe it out, and then do a restore while it's still running the company, I believe. It's like $300 a month insurance. We got the full range of Kaseya 365 endpoint that protects all of the devices on the network. And that's like $20 an endpoint. There's nobody all the other cybersecurity people in here charge you at least $125 per endpoint per month. Now we do it a little differently. We don't include a lot of extra time. So if we see something that's serious enough we need to have you fix, we call you and say, here, this computer needs this. If you want to take care of it, that's okay. If you want us to come and do it, or do it remotely, we can do that. And then we charge for the time that we're working on it. So our business plan is doing it the most effective way for the end user. In the end, we're going to make money and you're going to save money. Any other questions? Okay. We got plenty of time. Let me disconnect this so I can change to my other.
Who would like to participate in their?
Yeah, we need 2 participants in the phishing emails.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Let's see.
And the software that we sell and utilize, part of that is training your employees to spot the phishing email. So they send out fake phishing emails that if your employee clicks on it, that means they're not watching their emails coming in. And so that then they'll go do some more additional training, help keep them aware of what they're clicking on.
Okay.
You know, you gotta always start with the basics too. You know, what are your employees doing to maintain their passwords? Are they writing them down where they shouldn't be? You know, stick them on inside their desk. You know, where everybody else can find them. Often are they changing them? Are they long enough? Are you using 2-factor authentication?
So, as the other part of the presentation talked about, phishing messages, emails, are a big concern for businesses in 2025. It's so easy to click on an email thinking it's right, but not knowing it's right, really is the training side of it. We have a program that works with that. So,
with the AI generation, there's going to be more and more.
yeah. Percentage of businesses impacted. From 23 to 24, it's 50% of businesses were impacted by a phishing scam. Poor user practices, gullibility increases that. Human error increases it. She looks a little frustrated. Human-related causes are responsible for 90% of cybersecurity breaches. This is an interesting statistic. 73% of ransom victims are small businesses. You never hear about all the small businesses in the world or in the country that are then cyber attacked. But if you get cyber attacked, there's a data breach and you're required to contact every one of your customers and tell them that it was breached. And then 60% of those businesses go out of business within a year of a successful ransom attack. Kind of a sad number. Here's what they're using. CPT chat, or chat GBT. Create a phishing email from the CEO of CVS. AI got smart and decided to make it a little more difficult, but it still doesn't stop them. So out-of-spot emails. Show me any example. Okay. So they did that. They requested that. It gives you the full example of it. When they requested it from in a different setting. That looks like a pretty normal email, right? So, AI makes it easier than ever for anyone to generate content. Natural language processing allows an AI to comprehend and recreate realistic written content. AI chatbots. Different languages. It can translate. Things you saw in the news. All different things about business email compromise. Here's going back to compliance. HIPAA compliance. They got breached, and then they got fined by the government, $350,000 for not following HIPAA. That's an easy target for the government, but PCI is the same thing, an easy target. All the different things all these things that have been made the news. And here's an example of how the cyber people, the bad guys, took down Dole because they found the least protected office in Dole in a different country, and it went through their whole system. Here's a little thing. This is all stuff that's the good software security takes care of. It is all AI driven. It knows what's right and wrong. It fights to make it not happen. And the guy that helped me make this, he had some kind of joke about segue into the next thing. Now here's a time for our test for these two guys. Is this a phishing or is it real? Okay. It was phishing. And here's why. Because this email address had nothing to do with the rest of it. How about this one?
And I mean, if you hover over the check activity, you can check the link, but it seems to be.
That one was legit. How about this one?
Yes, no?
Usually within 10 seconds, you clicked on it.
Problem is normally you hover over the links to see how legit they are.
They've got urgency to it, that's one of the hallmarks of spam.
Yeah. That one happened to be legitimate. This one's good.
Hi, guys. Who it is?
Oh, there's nothing to click.
Well, you look at this email address, and the fact that down here, it doesn't have a name to it.
What's the penalty? There's nothing to click.
You could have clicked into the email and it could have activated it.
It may not have a button on it itself.
In the middle of the email may have been a default button that would have executed something. That was the big ticket up there and down here. Didn't have a name to it.
You said it's fake? Okay.
What's that?
You're both saying it's fake.
Fake? Legitimate.
Both are wrong.
But by default, if you think it's fake, you log into your Social Security account and you go look at it after you close that email. That's the thing that I do because I don't trust it. Your page advertising access will be restricted. Well, this one looks bad. Urgent, required, bad, just fake, right?
I like this subject.
Possible scam. So if you have a filtering software for your email, it'll give you that possible scam header. Of course, that was a hook. So it was fake. It was a problem. Yeah. Phishing. Fraud warning. Suspicious login detected. This is the Graphis type Kaseya warning that you get the opportunity of determining what's safe when you're using the Graphis email security. And even this one, it tells you it's unsafe, and it was unsafe. Now you don't want to go and say it was safe, but it'll take 3 or 4 times if you repeat yourself before it'll actually let it come through safe. So you can trick it if you really had to, but you shouldn't. DocuSign. Everybody's heard of that.
Can you spell it?
But now with AI, we can stop.
So-
You can see good membership to forever.
Yeah. So here's what we used to see in the old days. and emails. You're a lucky winner of $3.2 million from Western Union, West Africa continent. As a valued customer, we use Western Union to transfer money from one country to another. Right now, our first payment of $5,000 is about to send to you through Western Union money transfer. You are advised to contact Mr. Peter Charles and blah, 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 blah. Well, that was a phishing scam at the time. It was pretty common. Everybody's probably seen it in the early years of that. Yep. And legit, maybe not. So this is a slide to talk about BCDR, backup disaster recovery. You know, every business needs to have a good business backup as part of their cybersecurity. Without it, you can be dead in the water for anywhere to several weeks. My client that got ransomed, it took probably, to be fully back online, it probably, because they bought a new server and 6 new CAD stations, it took 3 weeks to be fully back online with all new equipment. You just lose so much downtime. Fortunately, when it's in the construction industry, when they're pounding nails, it doesn't have to stop. Because they have paper drawings. Some of the different higher end things. Rocket Cyber here is our part of our base package. Graphis is the email security with AI power. Dark web scanning. It's interesting. If you stop by our booth, we can and ask us for a deep dark web scan on your domain, email domain. We can run that and then give you a call and let you know what it tells us. Bullfish ID, that's security awareness training and phishing simulations. It'll send you your staff phishing emails, and then it'll give them the opportunity to learn about how they should identify them. It's all pretty much an automated type thing. Virtual pen testing, automated network penetration testing that looks for security holes in your front end firewalls and stuff. And depending upon how old your firewall is, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years old, 10 years old, you probably need to upgrade just to be safe. Rocket Cyber is a security operations center, SOC as it's called, managed detection and response. Those are all with this Kaseya stuff. It's all US based, 24/7 monitoring of whatever endpoints are on there. They've got probably several 100,000 of them in the US that they manage. And for my $20 a month thing, that's a pretty good deal. Somebody watching over your stuff at that. $20 a month per endpoint computer. You know, some of the other security solutions aren't all cohesive with the other guys. They put all these things together, and this doesn't even list everything. How can pen test help our customers? Help me hack you. That's what it is. You're not too small to be a target for cyber criminals. That's the key. You're only too small to make the news. Yeah, I'm only 30 years old, believe it or not. I'm just kidding. I guess that's it. So, well, thank everybody for coming in.